This is really disturbing, disgusting, and this is what lack of knowledge and training will do to the police officers and the department. What do we got here? Cops gunned down kidnapped teen who was complying with them. Footage shows, yeah, video shows kidnapped teen being gunned down by the police. Check it out.
There's video showing a kidnapped teenager being gunned down by police. Per the Daily Beast, newly released video shows the moment an unarmed 15-year-old Savannah Graziano was fatally shot by police in Hesperia, California. This was almost 2 years ago after she had allegedly been kidnapped by her father. Just devastating. Let's give you the footage that was released by the San Bernardino
This is
County
the helicopter
Sheriff's
footage.
Department.
Units back up. Take some cover, take some cover. We have zero backdrop on the southbound lanes. Take your cover. Put up that shots are being fired. Shots are fired. Shots are fired. Continue to shoot at the deputy. Girls out. Alright, girls out, guys. Female shooting is out. She's out on the passenger side. Does anyone else have eyes in the vehicle to see if we have any other passengers inside?
We will now play a belt recording from the deputy
Here comes the
closest
audio
to Savannah
footage.
when she exited the pickup truck. You can hear him calling her over and telling other deputies that the person who exited the truck was the passenger and for them to stop firing, but it was too late.
Passenger, get out! Passenger, get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! Passenger, get out! Get out! Here! 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 Hey! 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 Come here! Come to me! Come to me! Come to me! Come to me! Go! 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 Walk! 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 Hey! Stop! Stop shooting at her! He's in the car! Stop! She's okay. He's in the car. Stop.
Unbelievable.
Devastating.
Really is. And how in the heck in a right mind can a cop sit there and say, I mean, you have to be the stupidest, ignorant son of a bitch out there to not see it was a female versus a male in the car. The male was in the driver's side. That girl was in the passenger. How the hell can you be that so ignorant and blind to sit there, can't tell between between a man and a woman? I just don't get it. I don't.
A little girl trying to just take instruction in the middle of chaos and indiscriminate shooting. And maybe that's unfair to say.
With millions watching.
To Savannah watched her father, 45-year-old Anthony Graziano, shoot and kill her mother, Tracy Martinez, estranged wife, outside of school, after which the father reportedly abducted the teen and went on the run. Amber Alert was issued. The cops tasked with rescuing Savannah spotted Graziano's truck the following day. After a high-speed chase lasting some 70 miles, San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies boxed in the vehicle on an embankment off a freeway in Hesperia, roughly 80 miles east of Los Angeles. Shots were fired at the pursuing deputies from inside the truck, some of which authorities claimed had come from the passenger side where Savannah was sitting. The Daily Beast with some details for us. In video footage released by the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department pursuant to a records request, officers can be heard saying that bullets are flying, telling others to take your cover. Savannah is then ordered out of the truck by deputies. She exits from the truck, crouches down on the highway shoulder. She was reportedly wearing tactical gear, although her attire is not clearly visible in the aerial footage. Still on the right shows what Savannah was last seen wearing before the incident from a gas station security camera. As Savannah begins walking toward deputy, she is gunned down. The deputy who was shouting at her to walk towards him now begins to yell at his fellow officers And the police dispatcher could be heard saying, "Oh no." Savannah was taken to the hospital where she was pronounced dead. Her father was shot and killed at the scene. Deputies said they recovered numerous guns, hundreds of rounds of ammo, flashbangs, smoke grenades, tactical helmets, and body armor from Graziano's truck. Savannah's uncle told The Guardian that his niece didn't have to die. There needs to be better training so that unarmed people aren't killed, CJ Wyatt told the outlet. Hopefully this video can be used for training. Something has to be done differently. And maybe we need to start there and go backward. CJ Wyatt, the uncle who lost such a wonderfully filled with hope, because that's what 12-year-olds are. Even one who apparently was existing in a domestically challenged family. You don't just go kill a mother and abduct a child if there's not something else going on in the family. I'm conflicted because of the tactical gear police say that the child was wearing. Amber Alert issued the
Not that, I don't buy that for a second, saying that she was wearing tactical gear and shots were fired from the passengers. I just don't buy that. There is no proof of that at all.
You knew you were looking for a child, and you knew that someone had just done, you believe, something heinous in shooting down the mother in front of that child. Perhaps getting eyes on the vehicles where I'm headed doesn't necessarily mean everything has to be a chase. A more tactical approach, perhaps.
Yeah.
Catching someone when they can do less harm. Catching someone off guard.
Especially you don't need to have
This
guns
is
out
all short
with bullets blazing like that.
But I'm just not willing to say that this had to go down like this, Yasmin.
Yeah, so she was complying, the little girl, right? She's told to get out of the car and to walk towards them, and then they shot her. This will seem irrelevant, right? But you gotta bear with me for a minute. I got a speeding ticket recently, so I'm currently doing defensive driving, right? It's taking me a while to get through it though, because it's so mind-numbing. It's 6 hours long. I've done 4 hours of it so far. But apart from being so boring, it's actually a little bit maddening. And the reason why it's maddening is because it almost feels like propaganda, right? It acknowledges how dangerous our system is by design, and it emphasizes how much personal responsibility is required from so many individuals at any given time, all at once, right? In order for people to not get hurt or die. And instead of building a better system, instead of acknowledging the flaws in the system and building it better, their solution is just to, just pull people over for speeding one by one and make them take this course and make sure everyone is doing everything absolutely right, absolutely all of the time, so that other people won't die. And they know that that's an unrealistic expectation because they're constantly giving you stats about how many accidents have happened because of X, Y, or Z, and how many people have died because of X, Y, or Z. And in this story, at the end of it, at the end of the Daily Beast article, they're telling you, you know what? They need better training. It was a quote. It wasn't the author who said that, but they said, these cops need better training. We have to train our cops better. And I'm just not buying it. I'm not buying that every cop, absolutely all of the time, there is no room for error, because in those errors, people are dying. 15-year-old.
Another thing too is Finding Freedom goes around and says 75% of police officers never fire their weapon while on duty. I don't buy that. I don't. Not in this day and age. And it goes around and says 99% of cops are good like that. I definitely don't buy that, because every day we wake up, we watch the news of harrowing and stuff like that. Bad cops doing this and nothing like that. I mean, come on. Kevin Daves ran over, he struck and killed Janab Kandula, and he doesn't even get prosecuted a charge like that. Daniel Otter was mocking her death, saying she's wearing $11,000. I mean, it was just a couple months ago, a cop mistaken a stroke victim, saying she was drunk. Didn't even do nothing at all. I mean, it's just crazy as well. I mean, you got 3 cops around here who got off scot-free and get to quit and get $500,000, turn it and get their pension like that, and they were found innocent of killing Emmanuel.
girls are dying, and I just
Helen.
it's not a good enough argument to say, oh, this was a bad apple, oh, this was a bad incident, oh, this was an accident, because people are dying, right?
Yeah.
So fix it, find a way to fix it, fix the system. They have these guns, they have lethal weapons that they have access to, and they're just way too trigger happy with it.
Another case I just brought, I remember too, was Sam Keen, Brian. Here's the deal. And a couple other people have done it too. Somebody trying to fictitious say they were struck by a car that two women were in, and one was a cancer patient survival, and she had meds, and the cop was sitting there lying, saying, "Oh, she's high and drunk." Like, no, it's medication for cancer, and they're just mocking her. Like, don't you give two shits? You have no fucks given for a cancer patient? Like, wow. It's just like cops that don't care about a veteran that's got PTSD serves for our country like that. That's why I say real heroes are the people that serve our country. Real heroes are the firefighters and EMT, not police officers.
And the solution is, well, we have to address the trauma of the cops. We have to make sure that emotionally they're in a right place all the time. We need to make sure that the cops are controlling their emotions in these very, very stressful situations. It is unrealistic.
Give me a second. I gotta put the charger on the phone.
And we know it's unrealistic because we see that it's not working. People are still dying unnecessarily.
Yep.
And again,
George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Dante Wright.
Being unfair using the word indiscriminate. I heard just shots coming from everywhere, and I'm not excusing the suspect now dead. But if you're just shooting, you didn't even know who that was. You were opening fire, but you knew the father had kidnapped the daughter.
And the daughter was on the passenger side.
You knew that, and at
Yep.
least one of you laid eyes and recognized, and I just am not willing to say there was no way out of this. Track him. Don't corner him. He's already done this. Figure it out. Hotel, sleep breaks, something where life can be preserved. And if any police officers, and look, some police officers do PYT, okay? Dr. Ritchie hears from them too. Mm-hmm. It's just a uniform for some people, but that's not necessarily this group thing that they're interested in. And they will tell you, and maybe they're screaming at me right now that you've never been trained, you don't know what you're talking about when you get in that situation, and maybe they're right. But I'm just saying, if there can't be a better way, then what are we doing here? Would she have been better off another day or so with this madman? I don't know. But we'll never know now, will we?
No.
I'll give you the last word, yes.
Because she's dead.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, that's exactly what I was talking about. I know a lot of cops personally, beat cops, and I know people up at the city level and the county level. And I'm not going to say that they're bad people, or I'm not going to say that they're bad at their jobs. What I'm saying is that if these accidents are happening far too frequently, far too often, right, then do something about it, right? We cannot rely on these cops being 100% perfect at their jobs 100% of the time, because that is completely unrealistic. You and I are not 100% perfect at our jobs 100% of the time. In our job,
63% here. I mean, I don't even know from 63%.
Very generous.
Yeah.
But
Nobody's perfect at their job. I mean, just like I go to work, I make
far less
mistakes.
stressful jobs than these officers do. So all of that needs to be taken into account. But so much of the systems that we have in place right now try to act like all those human emotions can just be tamped down forever, all the time, every time. And we know that it's not possible. We can't do that.
Yeah. It's devastating to see that. Again, a records request. They didn't probably want to release that like so many other things, but I agree with you. More training, figure it out, please. So
that is a big thing. Proponent, I always say cops need more training. I mean, like I said before, it takes a lawyer 8 years to study the law, and then they have to take the bar exam. There's no way in hell that you can expect a police officer, to know the law, the Constitution amendments, to know all that stuff within 6 months. How the heck are you supposed to understand all 6 months and say, here's your gun, here's your badge, here's your uniform, like that? No. There's some countries that it takes them over 2 years, and that's just to go through the training. Then they come, a trainee or a rookie, well, they only thing to do is back up the partner out there. I mean, it's crazy.
12-year-old who's already experienced such trauma stays with us.
Yeah.
It's devastating.
And you wonder why kids grow up not trusting the
How about one other
police.
thing, Yasmin, before we move on? You know these officers, you have these people that you're...
It's like the old saying is people say, well, if you don't break the law, you got nothing to worry about. Or if you just comply, then everything will be fine. If you just obey, then everything's fine. Then you get to go home. Well, here's a case right here. Didn't work that way, did it? No.
Familiar with and law enforcement. They should have helped you get out of the ticket. Now I'm just going to say that.
Yeah.
They should have got you out of the ticket. I had a friend who had to go through that 6 hours of do you really care about safety or is it the money? Because those programs are expensive and right.
And I don't speed that often. My parents are watching. They're gonna contest this, but no,
I believe you. Never been in the car with you, but you don't look like the type who does it. I don't believe you're burning rubber. Yeah.
Not like you hot rodded.
It's one thing, and who knows if their radar was right. Okay, now I'm going down.
I also am bad. I'm also really bad at asking for favors like that. Yeah. So like I'll never ask.
Oh, I don't either.
If I have a cop, I would never be like, hey, I would never.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you this, and then we'll move on. If it happens again, and again, I don't believe you were speeding, and if you were, so what? You were slowed down. But I want you to just, as soon as they roll the window down and just say, oh my goodness. Please give me a ticket. I deserve it. And I can assure you won't.
Yeah, like anybody's going to do that. Come on. Nobody says that.
You just say, no, please. I want you to give me a ticket.
That's a good line.
Yeah.
That's what you do. I can't believe I did this. And when they
Well, have ever anybody heard of really that? No. Maybe somebody, that's trying to stand up for the rights and the cop just he ain't going to lay it. He ain't going to buckle. And I hear people like, all right, you know what? Just give me the ticket. Give me the damn ticket. I'll go pay it off. Who cares? All right, okay. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, I do remember I watched one video that Brian, Here's the Deal, did about last month about a biker who was just filling up his tank and some other biker, probably hot shot like that. And the cop started accusing him like, hey, who's that? Who's your brother? Like, I don't know him. I don't even know who he was like that. And guess what? He took the fall for that because the cops, in this day and age, cops had the mentality, see something, say something, or if you don't snitch, well, you're the one to take the fall. I mean, I see, and it's like that. Guy got a $150 ticket because he went right out the other guy. He's like, I don't know who he is. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, another case, I have to fuck the cops. You want to say, all right, I'm out here, my job, peace out.